Hello all, welcome to my YouTube channel and this video. In this video I'm going to discuss why do we have hairs. So first we will look into the evolutionary purpose. So let's go through that first. So evolutionary meaning says that our ancestors used to have a thick skin of hairs, and you can say that there was very less space between those hairs like we see on the bear or other kind of animals. So we used to have, or I would say our ancestors used to have those kind of hairs. But as deforestation was becoming prevalent, there were less forests. So, due to that, various fields, or you can say plain regions, were there. So, our ancestor who used to live under the forest and near the trees for various needs like water and other stuff. So the place was used to be a bit of, you can say, colder than what we have now, because the area was wet and there were many forests. So earth used to be colder, and as the plain region grown, our ancestor did not felt that cold because of deforestation and other stuff. And climate change is also one of those things that happened. So because of that, our ancestors used to evolve kind of evolved into something that had less hairs, because it was very obvious that when you are living in a hot environment, then you won't be needing much hairs, because the hair will kind of produce more heat. So that's why our ancestors used to have thick hairs with less space, but we do not have that. And the second question that is natural that arises in our mind is that why do we have hairs only on certain surfaces but not on the other? Like you can see on the face, we do not have that much of hairs, but if you look at the head, you can see we are having many hairs when compared to other body parts. And the thing that makes these hairs special, the head hairs special, is because they are having a greater follicle. So what I mean is that the follicle is very strong on the region around the head. So because of that immunity, the specialness of follicles, we have more hairs on the head and other body parts that require protection. The other reason of having more hairs on head is that if you look clearly, I'm having kind of curly hairs, I believe you can see. So curly hairs kind of help us regulate heat, so it keep our head kind of cooler because heat is dissipated, and curly hairs are considered to be best among the all types of hairs when it is the comparison in which which kind of hairs will release the heat faster. So curly hairs are the fastest ones to release the heat. And the second reason why we have hair, if you look at the other perspective, let's say you're not a big fan of evolutionary theory, the other reasons is that we used to live at places where water bodies were more. So mammals, or in this case human, used to kind of live in kind of waters like oceans or river. So to reduce the drag, they kind of used to cut their hairs, and then it became the trend that we still follow. So, if you look at the fishes like dolphin and other fishes like, say, shark, whale, so fishes don't have much of the hair on their bodies, so it just helps them to reduce the drag so that they can swim faster without much of a hurdle. And there are other benefits and reasons to have hair at various places. If you look at my eyebrow, you can see on my forehead some sweat is there. Do not know if you can see it clearly, but it is very little. So our eyebrows prevent that sweat to get entered into our eyes. So that is one of the reason we are having eyebrows, so they prevent the sweat from getting into our eyes, as sweat is not considered something good when it enters into our eyes. And the other various reason of having hair is that you may notice that we are having hair on our body parts, like you can see hair on my hand. And if you have noticed that many people have hair on their chest, hair on their abdomen, hair on their legs. So, and some parts of the mouth also, like beard hairs and mustache, or you can say mooch if you prefer Hindi for this term. So, the reason of having these kind of hair is that they produces androgens. So to produce the androgen hormones, the hairs are important, but they are not that much of a kind of, you can say, a promoter of the androgen hormones. They just affect it very little. And if you look at current situation, many people usually save, they trim. If they do not save, they just kind of not like hair much. It is not because just for the look, and it is also because if you're having long hair, then they will consume more energy. That is the one reason people nowadays, you can say in the modern era, do not tend to like hair very much. First is the hairs kind of consume more energy. So, and second reason is that for the looks, it may make you feel look younger, or look, you can say, attractive or smart or professional. So that is the other reason people cut their hairs. And also, if people are having long hairs, they may feel itching. So that is another reason people usually cut their hair, especially males, because females do not have that much of hair on their faces. And apart from that, the other benefit of having hair is that they also kind of prevent other viruses to grow, but it may be completely opposite in some cases, like hair related diseases. So that's not the topic for this video. I hope the information that I have provided you so far is helpful. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you have found this video very insightful, and very thanks again.